Hi, Danielle.
Good morning, Casey Rose.
Good morning, Danielle. Caroline.
If I sound hungover, it's because I am. I'm not
Me
gonna
too.
lie.
We had the night of our lives.
We do. Bitch Sesh Live was so much fun. Even though we couldn't see everyone and I was desperate, I could feel the energy.
I could feel there was 4,000 of you lovely souls out there watching us. We couldn't see a soul. It was terrifying.
But people as far away as Australia.
Yes, it was really cool. It was so fun. I mean, we had fun. Again, don't know the reaction, but it felt really fun. And Jason Mantzoukas was great. Jessica St. Clair was incredible.
Bruce Tang, the artist
the cartoonist who drew Danielle so wonderfully.
He came on and Casey surprised me with a visit from him, and he was so gracious as to redraw me. Now, is the redrawing exactly as I want to be seen? No, but it was much better.
It looks like you in 30 years, you know? But it's like, I don't know. You were an older statesman in that photo.
I was.
A beautiful, older, handsome woman.
I was a handsome woman with a heavy, low bosom, which is how I see myself.
But honestly, it's like, you know what, Danielle? You can't have it all. And you didn't want your meth teeth, so now you'll get this.
And he was smart in this photo, or this photo rendering, to close my mouth. And that is what no artist has done before. Close it up.
It felt like Bruce was like, listen, Danielle, I cannot draw you without meth teeth because I see what I see. So I'm going to close your mouth and maybe you'll be happy. And literally close your mouth about this.
Yes, and
Shut you up. He was a gracious, gracious man. Came to us from London in the middle of the night to make amends.
British fellow. He was lovely. So guys, he is a great artist. Because
he drew me so beautifully, you know, and I didn't need any other. It was so much fun. Jessica St. Clair, we had her doing interstitials, as they say in the biz, because Leanne Locken, the horrible racist, her La Infinity dress, you can wear it 172 different ways. I ordered this 1 year ago, Danielle, when she first put it in the market. A year and a half ago?
Yeah,
it arrived 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And
it's a little slow.
We had Jessica St. Clair. We just kept checking in on her wearing it a bunch of different ways. And wow, is it ugly, the dress.
It was. And Jess did the best she could with it. She really
had her daughter styling her. Honestly, the Spanx that Jessica showed us also freely under it did look better.
Yeah, I would say when in doubt, just wear Spanx to a party.
Jason Mantzoukas was wonderful. These are just highlights, you know. He just said that the Housewives world is just an MC Escher drawing in on itself.
Yeah,
it was wonderful.
An MC Escher drawing of arguments, he said. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to know if Sutton was part of another show, just showing up in Beverly Hills.
He thought she was making like a cameo.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. We had 3 wonderful boots on the ground. It was just it was really fun to connect. And then we got to connect with fans after and see everyone like at home with their wine. It really did feel kind of connected spirit.
Yeah, it really was just a fun night.
Yeah, we had some boots that I hope don't get us in trouble. But you know what, Danielle? We are who we are.
Worth it.
Danielle and I got COVID tested yesterday to be able to appear in the frame together. We're staying together. We spent the night.
Yeah.
We drank. Then we woke up bright and early. Even though we were not with our kids, what we were doing was fucking watching the New York reunion. The New York finale.
It was. Woo.
Only to start recording at 8 a.m., guys. We are doing this hard work.
Non-stop housewives.
For fun. We have been on a 24-hour bender. My son started kindergarten on Zoom yesterday, and yet my day was comprised of housewives. No, I was with him every step of the way, and as soon as he was done, I then turned my life over to more important work.
Yes. No, let me ask you, what's going on? Anything going on with you before we dip into the housewives?
Okay. Well, one funny thing happened over the weekend that I did think was worth mentioning.
Oh, please.
So, like I said, my son is doing kindergarten, and we don't know a soul in this new school. You know, we were in preschool. We don't know. I know maybe 2 nice parents, but, you know, that have been there before. One lovely Bitch Sesh listener, shout out to Carrie and to Ricky. But I don't know any kindergarten parents, you know? Mm-hmm. So we know we're in this long haul together where they're doing it over Zoom. And I'm like, God, he doesn't even recognize. It's not like he even recognizes those other friends. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do a social distance play date with one of these lucky children.
Oh, yeah.
My son. No.
Gracing them.
So we're all like sending emails like, would anyone want to like meet up in a park? Because we're in Los Angeles, fucking belly of the beast. No one's letting kids play really without masks unless you're in like a social pod. And so it's kind of hard to say to a 5-year-old, okay, here's a new person, play with them. You cannot get close to them. Yeah, it's a big ask, especially my son who's more on the shy side. It's a big ask. I am not. Finally, I find her, a mother. Let's call her Lily.
Okay.
Lovely woman, okay?
Okay.
I cleared this story with her. I don't know why. She looks great in it. I look like a fucking idiot. Lily comes over to our yard, and we were also about to see my mother-in-law, so I'm like, we cannot even like come within 20 feet of each other. My mother, you know, this is serious. She comes over to the yard with a bottle of wine and her son. She's got cups for us that she puts out. I've set a blanket up for them. We're on our side. My husband's filled water balloons in 2 bins. We're trying to set the kids up for success.
You really have. You've gone above and beyond. I have not gone that far. I think so.
And she's got 2 kids, my kids' ages. So this is like the date of the century. I'm like, if we can make it work with Lily's family, like we're in this together for the long haul, like for life. Yeah. I'm already seeing Lily and I like Christmases, you know?
Yeah, traveling together.
Everything. She got married the same spot. We're vibing.
Wow.
I'm really liking the mom. She's normal. She's in finance. I'm like, I like this.
It's written in the stars, it feels to me.
She comes over with her lovely son. Now, her son is definitely like, he just seems more mature than my son. There's no other way to put it. You know, like ready for kindergarten. To the point where I'm like, oh my God, I should have had Max and TK. This is a disaster. Her son is so sweet. He immediately is picking up the water balloons. He's doing like overhand, like real throws. My son, who I love, if you've seen Arrested Development, kind of becomes like Buster, okay? he's overhand throwing them at me. And I'm like, oh, Max. David's like, oh, you. We're like, well, you know, he's just playing with you. Like, so now David and I are like putting on this charade about our son, who we love so dearly, but he's, you know, he's more shy. You know, he's not as needy as me. And so all of a sudden, like her son, I don't even think he doesn't hit my son. A water balloon just kind of comes too close. And my son like throws a hysteria, screaming, crying, goes in the house. And I did feel bad for him. But you know where you're at with a parent where you're just kind of like, nothing to see here.
I'm always like, it's not about my kid. It's about me. Like me. It's not great.
100%. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to roll with this. I'm like, oh, it's such a hard time for everyone, you know? So then David's like, how about you guys throw water balloons at me? Trying to like really make it happen. Yeah. So now this kid's like hitting David with the balloons. Max is like, then I look up at the window and I just see Max kind of like Flowers in the Attic where he's just keeps his head through curtains and he's just staring at us with a blanket and sucking his thumb angrily. So then we go get him. We pull it together from that incident. And finally, Lily's like, what if the kids swim? I'm like, yes, swimming. This is the thing. Like my son's an amazing swimmer, I will say. He can, guys, I won't get into what he can do in that pool, but wow, you know? So again,
regular
like,
Greg Louganis.
Regular Greg Louganis, exactly. So we get to the pool, and again, I know you guys like all like to play it fucking fast and loose. Your kid's swimming with that kid, not me. Okay? I don't play like that. So I was like, what if her son is in the hot tub and my son's in the pool? And then they were switching back and forth, okay? Yeah, I'm not willy-nilly letting them no masks run around, guys. That's not how I play. So
yeah, they're not like Ramona, who does not wear a mask in the ocean.
Does not wear a mask in the ocean. I do not wear a mask in the ocean. So this is the last part. It's going somewhere. So again, I'm like we're picking up the pieces from the 20-minute tantrum we had up on the thing. And you know, her son's now really trying to connect. And it's like, okay, but you got to stay in that 1 foot by 1 foot hot tub and you guys make friends. So my son is in the deep end. Okay. Really swimming quite well, I think. But he has developed like a little bit of a fear, I don't know, like, a fear of bees has come to us. Both our neighbors on either side are fucking beekeepers. So our pool, yes. Amateur.
Oh, exactly.
They're like, here's some honeycomb. I'm like, hey, stop.
Yeah, be a professional or don't or go to the country.
Please get your bees out of here. So there are more bees than you would necessarily want.
Yeah.
He's swimming. Now I am wearing a full dress. I'm wearing all my jewelry. I have full sneakers. I have everything you could have on. I'm dressed, you know,
dressed to impress.
Lily. We're chatting. Not very long though, because all of a sudden David goes inside for a second. Max is in the pool. He puts his hands over his head and bobbing up and down and screaming, gasping for air. Now he can swim fully. So she stands up, I stand up. It's like, oh, he's drowning. I mean, that is what And then he's going, B. So I'm like, oh, he's been stung. He's in anaphylactic shock. That is what's happening. I dive into the pool. All my clothes. Yes, everything. I swim him to the side. Sneakers, hair, everything. Swim him over. I ruin my fucking janky ass watch. Bring him to the side of the pool. She's about to call the ambulance. We're thinking this is the worst that's happened. She's on the side. She's going, is he okay? Is he okay? She's got her cell phone out. Again, don't know this woman. I pull him up off the side. He's gasping with air and he goes, B swam by me.
No.
I'm in the pool, Danielle.
Oh, no.
I'm in the pool. I have to now get out. I go, oh, what? Oh, God. I go, well, it sure looked like you were drowning. So I got in. Now he's hysterically crying. He runs inside. David comes out. He goes, what the fuck are you doing in the pool? I'm like, oh, my God. Like a bee swam by him. So now she's gathered her things. She's like, you know what? It feels like it's not a great time. She's like, and I so hope Max is okay. She couldn't have been lovelier. So then I go upstairs and I'm like shaking and I'm completely covered. And I go, this is the end of the story, but it was kind of so sad because he's hysterically crying. And I'm like, I just know it can't just be that. I'm like, what happened, buddy? I'm like, a bee swam by you? Like, why didn't you just go under the water and swim to the shallow end? And he's like, because you told me I wasn't allowed to swim near Sam.
Oh God.
I was like, this is just a fucking weird ass time.
This is a nightmare time.
I know. And I know we can't categorize any of it under nightmare. I have a pool. I'm lucky. But it was just a sad, embarrassing time.
It's just a symbolic of like, there's no right decisions. Like there's only wrong decisions. We can't help anybody. We're all floundering.
We're doing our best. And she joined another social pod, Danielle. And that's okay. Look, but our relationship is pending. She did send me a very nice video from her son to mine saying he hoped Max felt okay about the bee swimming by.
Oh, Maxie.
Oh, boy.
Dear.
That was a tough one.
No, but I think it's symbolic of what we're all.
Yeah, we're jumping in the pool with all our clothes in.
We are.
At a moment's notice. We're in the deep end.
We can only do that. One time, I'll just say that my daughter and our dear friend Morgan's daughters were swimming, and they were both like pulling each other down. It was really scary. And I just stood there. And Morgan jumped in with all of her clothes on, and I just... Okay,
well, I've been with you in a near-death experience where you didn't do shit.
I don't
when
do
our
shit.
dear guest, Katie Kershaw, wonderful actress, co-starred Mrs. Fletcher with me, started choking in our house while we were filming the show.
And you gave her Heimlich.
I had her off the ground in 1 second flat for Heimlich, and you were standing there going, should I call someone? I'm like, should you call someone?
Look.
And you want direction from me as I'm lifting a woman, trying to save her life, and you can't even decide if you should call the ambulance.
Guys, in an emergency, you don't want me around. I am a liability. I say this with honesty. I say this with shame. Yeah. I am an anchor.
I've never seen someone do less.
Drop me.
Honestly, like, distract me from what I'm doing. No, and then you're like, where's my phone? I'm like, Danielle. It was just awful.
I'm not great. I've never said I was. You don't want me around, especially in trying times. Cut me loose.
Well, you know who values someone acting quick in emergency? There's no one that values it more than Miss June Diane.
I remember being in a car that was moving and it wasn't supposed to be, and everyone, like, nobody knew, and I did know. We were about to run into another car, and I froze. I said nothing. Absolutely.
Well, June Diane is so, like, her value that she places on people for what kind of person they are is how fast they act.
Well, then she
goes, I know you act fast. She's like, and I like that. And she goes, and you know what, everyone else around you? This is her tip to me, which really made me laugh. Because she's like, whoever acts first, they're in fucking charge. She's like, so everyone else needs to do exactly what they say and not try to ask them questions. I go, oh, I told her about what happened with that.
Well, she should cut me loose because I'll only drag her down.
That's like the situation June, like, thrives in.
No, I am... Like I said, I am a weight on your ankle if you're drowning. Cut me loose. Cut me loose.
My God. Speaking of weights on our ankles, Danielle, should we get into New York?
Let's get into New York.
Wow. The finale.
How are you feeling as we end our run?
Sad. Sad.
we've had some high highs and some low lows. The high being married to the mob, Miss Leah married to the mob.
We had her mesh hats last night that you purchased for $75 each, which I couldn't believe. I thought we got fake ones on Amazon for $20. And you are so cheap. I couldn't believe you did that.
I know, I'm very cheap. And like I said, I have not bought a thing during this time because
we
don't know where our paychecks are coming from. And so I've been very thrifty and this one, I just said worth it. I said,
I'm a little shocked. I have to pay you $75 for that mesh fucking bucket hat.
Again, at the time, at my, middle of the night,
right,
midnight strange purchase, I was like, this is worth it.
It kind of was, though, in its own way, like for fun.
I'll be wearing it this Labor Day weekend in my backyard. Sadly enough.
I'll be jumping in the pool with it.
Yeah.
Ruining
Guess what? It won't take on water because it's mesh.
Leah reposted you.
Oh,
Wasn't
she did.
the most
I know.
Flattering photo of me, but you know what?
Yeah,
beggars can't be
choosers. Now, also what was exciting about this episode is, the sort of Bobo monster Tom Sizemore boxer coach was back.
Yeah.
And
in the ring.
He is, I don't know if he is man or beast, but.
But I'm also into him. It's very weird. He has exactly the speech pattern you would think of from a boxing coach who'd been pummeled in the face 100 times.
His brain has been addled a few times, poor man.
What's that Mickey Rourke movie? What is it called? The Wrestler. The Wrestler.
Yes.
We can't win. You know who else sounded like that in the reunion is Denise.
We'll
get to Denise.
We'll get to Denise.
Rode hard and put up wet.
Yeah, that was a tough look for Denise. Now, we also got to see Luann recording her new hit.
Viva La Diva.
Viva La Diva. Viva La Diva.
Viva La Diva.
I can't believe that we are still all pretending that this woman can sing.
But I don't think we are, though. I don't know. We're not,
Luann
right?
thinks she can sing. She
can't think that she can sing.
She does, Casey. She thinks she can sing. She thinks she's a chanteuse. Like, she thinks that she has because she has a low voice, and that's fine. There's many amazing sort of like torchlight singers with these low, beautiful baritones, but she's not on key. She's not near the key.
She doesn't change key either.
No, she's just there. So and then we have this music producer who wrote Living on a Prayer, amazing
Desmond
song.
Child, a caricature from I don't know where.
This gentleman.
We had a lot of strange men. We had the boxing coach, we had Desmond Child, and we had Ramona's date.
God, the worst men ever are on these shows.
Who said to Leah, "Oh, you're in your prime. I could make you shine."
Oh.
Prompting me to say to Danielle, "Am I in my prime?"
And I said, "You are." I said, "I'm past mine."
That's not true.
I passed it a few years back, and I'm okay with that.
I passed mine when I bought this gold mommy necklace.
I love it. I think it's cute.
Thank you.
Ramona was a terror. Per usual.
You said she's so homophobic.
Yeah, I feel like she's very homophobic. Even just the way she reacted to going to drag bingo and just being like, "I'm not doing that shit." Like, she's
like, "There's no straight guys here." What?
Like, she's the worst. She's triggering for me. She's truly triggering for me. I don't know how much longer I got Ramona in me. How long can we watch this?
I did appreciate seeing her in the mirror when she was talking to herself, being like, "Yeah, that'll do." Oh, yeah. About her own outfit. I do like her solo work. I feel like she just knows what we want out of it, which is her to just say some crazy stuff. I mean, they're all pretty good. Sonia's pretty good, too.
I think Sonia's solo work is tremendous.
Well, she's never solo. She always has an intern.
How many interns were in that house? 6?
I don't know. And
Are they
the townhouse didn't sell. We found that out at the end of the finale.
I mean, it's a hard time to buy a just
crumbling down, broke down mansion.
Yeah. I mean, she tried to do it nice. She tried. Also, there was the moment where, there were so many crazy moments but just Ramona saying, I like the way 69 looks. I just like the number, like backtracking because she is such a hypocrite. And like anything Leah says is like too much for her. Like friends with benefits is too much for Ramona, but 69, no, I just like the way the number look. It's like, no, you're trying to make a sex joke and you're trying to walk it back now, you fucking crazy bitch.
She's so, and then I did like when she was talking with Lou about why she didn't know what the event was. And she's like, I don't have time to open an attachment.
It takes literally less than a second.
She goes, let me give you some business sense, Lou, about the cabaret. Like, why don't you put in there, come to my cabaret? And Lou's like, here's some business sense, open an attachment. I was like, I like this conversation.
Now, like every housewife party, I feel on some level, it was a janky party in the sense that it felt very quiet. It felt very open air.
Ill-attended.
Yeah, like it just felt a little...
It didn't feel with absolute love. Like we were necessarily mixing and mingling with like the glitterati from RuPaul's show. Yeah, you know, we weren't with the all-stars, if you will.
No, it did feel like a little...
And no disrespect.
No. You know, everyone came and it was nice. I thought that I felt like the drag queens were doing more for Sonia than Sonia, though she proposed that she was doing this for, you know, sort of like the LGBTQ community. I just felt like they were doing more for Sonia than she was doing for them.
Everyone there just felt like, you know what, it's the holidays. Everybody's really tired. This event does not have any like spark to it. And the editors are so great because after we saw like no one doing anything, Luann was like, no one knows how to throw a party like Sonia Rita. And it was just like a totally barren wasteland with the same extras in every single shot.
Every single shot. They were just moving them.
Publicist. Like the hallmark of a publicist is like, or a publicist like assistant is like a 25-year-old gorgeous young gal who's just like in a sweater with straight hair, like on her phone. And it felt like they were just like, guys, listen, we need you. Fucking get out there. We don't care. And they're like, we're not dressed up. It's like, just get out there and be on your phones. We need bodies.
They did. They needed bodies. And they kept moving. You kept seeing the same 5 drag queens like in place to place to place. It's like they just kept moving them around the room because it wasn't enough to like there weren't enough people there to fill the room.
And I'm sorry to go back to Lou's little cabaret trial. Okay. But okay, first of all, Lou is such a narcissist. She can't even just let everybody come to the opening night and put up her show. She was dying to perform for everyone early. Like, I like this whole shtick of like, and yes, they do this for Broadway shows. Like, we're just going to try our materials. Like, this was for Lou. The show was not going to be ready for to be on Real Housewives. She was like, I need it. And then to see Leah there and the knock about Tinsley, Sonia is an inspired performer.
Yeah.
When she jumped up and was spontaneous and fun, it's like, this is so backwards. Sonia
has charisma.
Doing the show, and Lou should be an audience plant for one question.
Sonia can't get that shit together, though. She can't organize. Remember, she did that cabaret. Like, she can't keep anything in her head for very long. So Sonia isn't... Like, they need to team up and, like, Luann...
That cabaret. I really want to go back and watch that episode and treat myself.
I know, but she couldn't do it again. She could never do that performance twice. She can't repeat. It's all fresh every night.
But that's why we love her. She's always fresh.
She has charisma for days. And Luann has, you know, she has gravitas.
Danielle. Sonia just kills me. I know we say it every week, but even in the upcoming, you know, they did a little teaser for the reunion, which I am dying. I cannot wait. Ramona in a long extension. But when Andy's like, Sonia, why are you putting hand sanitizer on your legs? And she's like, I need to give them a little shine. It's like, what a sign of the times. I hope when aliens come down that there's just these shows in a time capsule, that they find them and they think this is how we all live.
They'll make us they'll think we're better than we are.
Earthlings are fucking funny as hell.
And then Luann's statement, you know, from probation to being on stage singing my song. I'm really come a long way.
And I don't know what's going on with Dorinda.
Guys,
wow. You told me, Danielle.
I said, Dorinda takes a turn tonight in an area we've never seen. And you were like, but it's the end of the show. And I'm like, wait for it. Wait for it.
You sat across the room and watched me watch it.
I did. It was fun to watch you watch it.
I was like, do you want me to turn the TV to you? You're
I was like, no, I'm watching you watch it.
And my mouth was open.
You were open mouth. When she went at her anger at Tinsley is, I mean, I know what it's about. Tinsley finally found whatever it is. That's Tinsley's happy ending, you know?
Tinsley is a lightning rod.
Yeah. And just like Tinsley, what she wanted to do was marry someone, move to Chicago, start a family. Like that's what Tinsley wants.
Well, ideally she wanted to stay in New York and stay on the show and start a family technically, but yeah.
But this, you know, she got a version of her fairy tale, and Dorinda.
Sorry, I just feel like Scott is like Ursula. He was like, I'll take your voice and you can have the man.
For the Little Mermaid?
Yeah. Like, you can, well, don't underestimate the importance of body language. Like, you're going to move to Chicago, unfortunately, to get your gift and have to leave the Real Housewives. And Tinsley's like, fuck. But anyway, she did have her happy ending. She
did. And Dorinda resents Tinsley's happiness in a way that is so ugly and so gross and so vile that's why she's gone, guys. Because she couldn't even let this woman, you know, who finally got her dream, have her happiness.
And to go after Leah in the final moments of the show, literally after she'd crouched spread eagle for bingo and these weird fishnets and her kind of odd turban and her broken arm, and then to start screaming literally out of nowhere where Leah was just saying like, you know, it was really nice Tinsley brought me to meet you all. And she fucking went nuts on her, storming out and saying she breached her contract and looking at the cameras like she never goes after Leah. It really was like the final nail in the coffin of like, oh, she's gone.
Yeah.
She's fully gone.
This is really nuts. Ugly look.
She's like, she almost ruined the show. What I wanted to like peek in through and say is like, no, Dorinda, you're almost ruining the show.
No. And you said Leah was terrible. I mean, not Leah, but Tinsley was terrible for the show and and then all of a sudden, no, we needed her on the show. No. Also, Dorinda is not a turban. Look, there are some people in this world that can wear a turban. I'm not one of them.
Ava Mendes is one of them.
Dorinda is not.
There's no Ava Mendes.
No, Ava Mendes looks amazing in a turban, but I'm not one. I have a small face and head, and people with, you know, tiny little pinheads like myself cannot wear a turban, and that's okay. And neither can Dorinda. She looked like that puppet madam, you know, the one.
Yeah.
Like Waylon something.
I mean, to her credit, at least she tried. I do feel the rest of the women were just like, fuck, we'll wear whatever. We're not even going to get our hair going. Like, we don't have anything left to give this drag party.
Lou went for it with that hat, that sparkly hat. Lou gave us some great drag look.
I wanted more from some of them, but we're pulling into the station. We're out of gas. That's what I felt about this week, but I still loved every second of it. But yeah, I mean, we should move on. But, you know, Dorinda just going nuts. It was really kind of scary.
And then Luann, you think she's making sense. At the end, she's like, look, she's an angry person. She's still got more to do. And she didn't come to my cabaret show. Like, she never doesn't turn it. She goes from making sense to making it about her. And I sort of love that about her.
The one thing I'll empathize with Dorinda, just in, if we're out of reality, if we're like being triggered in our like inner child, if the kid is showing up, because, you know, as Esther Perel says, like, when someone's going off like that, you're not talking to a, 54-year-old woman. You're talking to a child. You're talking to their 6-year-old triggered self. So really that is how you would communicate. Like that's how your daughter might exit a party.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like that's.
No, I think she would. Actually, she would never leave a party like that.
She would never, ever do that. I'm so sorry, Danielle. Too much class. But I have a triggering that comes up to me with, and I'll be completely honest, it's with women that are helpless, that don't work hard. And I can see Tinsley falling in that category for me, just like women who don't really work. And I don't mean stay-at-home moms. That is, as I've said, the hardest work of all. I just mean like, there is something in me that's like, if you don't fucking work hard, it triggers me. I just immediately, I'm like, you're a piece of shit, even though I'm sure that's not true. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, where does Dorinda get off? Dorinda's never worked a day in her life. She's just remodeling places from an ex's money. Like, it's just, we already talked about this. I know it's going to come off really badly, but I am in a bad Dorinda place. David and I have only known each other 7 years. That is the amount of time that Dorinda knew Richard. They were only married for 7 years. I know we all thought 30. Mm-hmm. And I am not saying I wouldn't mourn my beloved husband, because I would. I don't think I'd find anyone else. It did feel like they were married for longer based on the reaction.
I assumed they had been married a lifetime, but she is not doing well. She needs help. She needs because it's not that this person shouldn't still be with her, but he haunts her in a way that she can't move on.
But I also think it's an excuse.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think the sad part is like there's like Schadenfreude coming for Dorinda because in the finale and in the reunions, she doesn't know she's fired yet. And I can now see they're just like, we're done. Like, we're throwing our hands up. We're washing our hands clean of this woman as much as we love her. And I know she's also been a legend, but I'm done.
Her time has passed.
Yeah.
And our time with New York has passed. Should we take a break?
Let's take a break. Okay, we're back, Danielle. Should we talk Potomac?
Yes, please. So we're at, the lake house, Monique's lake house. That's where most of the episode took place. And, the bird, as always, made a terrifying appearance that we were all glad for just because I had to watch the bird go after Dr. Wendy like 3 times because there's nothing. I hate birds. I hate birds so much. They disgust me. I am terrified of them. I don't understand when people have them as pets just because I'm them and snakes. I'm just like, get them as far as away from me as you can. But watching one go after anybody is never not funny.
Especially after someone goes, oh, I'm just so happy. I'm really looking forward to meeting you.
She was like, I just want to get to know you all. And then I was like, and then they all just sat there again. 3 people in an emergency. Those 3 other women were not doing anything.
The way that Giselle and Karen are clutching each other over to the side. We had to play it many times in the show last night because it's so moving and it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Candace just stands there with like a plastic fork, like she's going to do anything with it.
And then to see Monique later counseling with the bird on the toilet and being like, are you okay? They really screamed at you. Monique is a bit off.
She just needs to care for things all day long.
So do I, but I want a 3rd baby. I'm in that weird place where my little guys just turned 3 and I'm like, I need a baby and I really need everyone to just reach out to me and tell me not to do this. But I get it. But to then go to that bird, I don't know. It's very strange.
Yeah, it's strange.
She has many sides of Monique.
Yes.
And she's kind of an onion. It's a little weird where you're like, oh, that's Monique. Oh, okay, no. In an interesting way.
The bird to me was the biggest shock because she just had a baby. Like she has 3 little ones. Like to then have to take care of a bird, like that's no small. I mean, that bird's out and about.
You can see me turning 40 next month. My little one is 3 getting a bird. That's like, oh, okay. I get that. Like she has a baby. It'll just mean like when someone's like, I don't have anything else to take care of.
Yes, but she just, it's so strange to me. This bird has taken so much of our time.
But I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that.
Oh, me too. The bird is a full-on cast member. Like, I'm 100%. Fine with that.
100%. I gotta say, guys, I'm loving Karen so much. When Karen went on her run about Giselle's fashion out of nowhere, she killed me. Where she's like, I just hope Giselle's fashion sense doesn't rub off on Monique. I'm embarrassed to be seen with her, to tell you the truth. I was like, and she's like, I just love it. Giselle is a Kyle in that way.
Yes.
Just strikingly beautiful woman who actually it communicates how beautiful they are, that they cannot have a great sense of fashion and still. But that's also what I love about Giselle. Like, even no matter the stylist could put me in whatever, it's never going to look cool.
No, Giselle is gorgeous.
They're gorgeous women, but that's not going to happen for them.
Mm-mm.
And it's certainly not happening by their own hands.
No. But I appreciate that about them. I love that women like Kyle and Giselle, who are so beautiful, even though I think Giselle is even just more stunning, that they have like an Achilles heel, like they're not perfect, which is nice to see. Who's also not perfect? Ashley's fucking husband, Michael. In that scene when he's telling her that she has to take the baby and she can't go away. Like, I want that part of me, that mother part of me that's like, don't you fucking tell me I do everything for this child. That triggered me in a way that was
too.
Wrong.
I wanted to fucking kill him. And he's like, well, you better take the baby because babies need their mothers. I was like, you're a fucking piece of shit. To then find out that his ass during the scene we're going to find out next week is at a strip club while she is taking a baby, which caused a huge fight with Wendy, that's another story. But for him to guilt her into taking the baby and acting like this is why she's so fucked up about kids and she doesn't want to leave the house, because he is in her ear making her feel that she has to be with this baby every second because he didn't want a baby. And now that the baby's here, he's kind of being like, babies need their mothers. And then he's going off to a strip club.
He's the worst person. I fucking hate him. I want her to be happy and I want happiness for her and this child, but I want her to get away from him.
I do too, actually. I like Ashley. I'm warming to her. I just feel for her right now. Like, it's such hell, early motherhood, to then be filming The Real Housewives and with a man who's pinching bottoms.
I know.
Pinching cameraman bottoms, left, right, and center. That's hard. You're up against a lot.
He's the worst
in that scenario.
Yeah, I'm praying for her.
Well, then
I'm praying for her to find...
She won't leave him, fortunately, but when she showed up at Monique's lake house, you know, with her nanny / best friend, unclear. And then Dr. Wendy was there. And I've been in that place of Dr. Wendy, and it's not great. But Dr. Wendy, if you haven't seen, basically, she has a newborn as well, 3-month-old. And she started freaking out on Ashley and being like, I thought this was a girls' weekend. I didn't know I could bring my kid and a nanny. Like, I've been pumping 24 hours a day. And like, here you are with your baby. It's like that mix of like, guilt where you're like, should I have brought my baby? But I was also excited to be on a weekend and now you're making me feel bad. Like, it's totally irrational, but it is that first motherhood.
Yeah, no, I got completely where her anger was coming from.
But she was very out of
No, she wouldn't apologize for it afterwards. Like, I got that anger. I got everything. And I was like, oh, Wendy, I feel you. Like, I get where you are right now. I get that this is tough. Like, I've been you. But then not to take that moment when she could have apologized. Like, she took a moment to realize that, like, but that's what none of our housewives apologize. So what are we expecting? Like, I don't think you can apologize and be a housewife. I think that's where it's just not a part of the DNA of a housewife.
Yeah.
I was going to say Giselle had the moment where she called Candace out on her nose job. That was rough. First of all, I liked Candace's pre-nose. I didn't know she had gotten a nose job, but I liked the before picture. But for Giselle, that's Giselle. She just jabs. She jabs left. She jabs right. She just has it all in her pocket. She's got everything ready to go. And then she just like bam, 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 bam. Like I
didn't really notice either. It was a tough moment.
Yeah. Because you could tell Candace was like, ugh.
I love what's going on in Potomac. I'm having just so much fun watching it. I'm really enjoying Rob. Like, when Robin showed up at the lake house, I was like, oh, my friend's here.
Yeah.
Like, it was such a welcome breeze to blow through. She was like, hey. And everyone was like, it's
I love Robin.
She's the only one that they're excited to see ever. She has a kind of Cynthia-like presence, which is just like, everybody kind of likes her. She's easy. I don't know that she's bringing so much.
Yeah, it's so funny how Robin never provides any plot or anything, but I still enjoy her so very much.
I know. And I used to be annoyed by her kind of not bringing anything, but now it's like I know what I'm dealing with.
It's a place to rest in moments, you know, like it's just like, oh, I'm stressed. Oh, I'm just going to rest on Robin right for a minute. Like it's a place to go to, an island.
So Dr. Wendy, when the editors did her so dirty, I was actually upset about this. When Dr. Wendy was like, I'm so busy, I don't know when I'm going to get to the lake house. And then they tried to put together a package of Dr. Wendy like loafing around when she was going to go to the beach house, but really she was just pumping for her kids. No. They were acting like, oh, she's not doing anything. She's sitting. It was like, bop, 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 bop. Like she was lying. I'm like, that's hell.
Pumping is hell. And that's also where her anger was. She's like, I fucking pumped for 3 days to have, like, if I had pumped for 3 days to have milk for my child, I hated pumping so much that like, hell. I got what that anger was. That was pumping anger. And that anger is real.
And you're also like so depleted and angry and depressed. And I will say she was wearing this t-shirt that I'm actually wearing now, Danielle. You can see through the thing. It says right phenomenal, or no. Okay. So there's one that says phenomenal mother and one says phenomenal woman. They're these charity shirts that, they sent to some, I don't want to say celebs because I don't put myself in that category, but Dr. Wendy had done the campaign as well, clearly. And so that's the shirt that she was wearing when she was pumping. And I had said to David angrily, and I've been wearing it throughout the quarantine, like every single day, and it's very comfortable. And David, I was like, I just feel like you never just like saying I'm beautiful. I'm like, you're never saying, and he's like, I do think you're beautiful, but you are wearing that phenomenal woman sweatshirt 7 days a week. He's like, that stained phenomenal woman sweatshirt. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you.
Because at least this shirt is telling me.
Yeah, it's holding me, this shirt. Making me feel beautiful. Oh, there's more to come. I'm loving Potomac. I think that's all I have.
Yes. And they also, of course, did the Housewives thing of like, let's play a game. Because anytime someone says, play a game, you're in for trouble because it's all going to go down. It's all going to go down real quick.
I love it. It's so contrived and like awful, but at the same time it works and it gets
every time.
The job done.
All right, should we take a break? Beverly Hills. Wow, wow, wow. We're into the reunion.
Part 1. Wow. How they did them all so dirty with no makeup, doing the sound check. Everyone needs to get their heads on straight that sound check's going to be on camera, sweetie.
I thought Dorit actually looks great.
Oh, I thought they all looked beautiful. It was just wild. That portion.
And as I said last night, Harry and Rinna are melding into each other. Like they're becoming one person. When we saw that sound check, I was like, I didn't know who was who. Their hair looks the same. Their faces
the way he like popped out from behind her, like cuckoo.
I know. I was
Sound
like,
of Music.
Is that Rinna? Are there 2 Rinnas? Like they are twins now. It's upsetting.
I'm done with Rinna. She pissed me off.
She's such a monster.
I know. She pissed me off during this.
She's a true monster. Like the way that she is berating Denise. Now, okay, guys, I've had a turnaround.
Okay.
Which is, I've been on Team Denise this whole time. I have said that I thought that Denise and Brandy did hook up. Who cares? I don't care. But I also have thought that they've come too hard for her, and why is everyone attacking her? She didn't do anything wrong. They're making her feel bad. They keep bringing up the kids. But then when they showed us the footage this week, that literally at that outside dinner party at Denise's house, how she did talk about Aaron's big old Dino dick, which I didn't remember her doing this season. 5 seconds before they started talking about threesomes, and then she jumped on them. I was like, Erica said it well, which is like, you set the tone. It's your party and you set the tone, and then you got mad when we started doing it too. And
Denise is she's made such a classic mistake, and she's just trying to dig herself out of it, which is like shifting focus to something that really doesn't deserve any focus, that she could have literally just been like, sorry guys, I'm embarrassed how I acted last year. Point blank. It's not your problem. I'm embarrassed. And now I'm really embarrassed that a woman has come out and said that we had sex and I'm married.
Yeah.
Like, I've done all of this to myself, not you guys. And she's not, I don't want to say not smart enough, but she doesn't possess at this moment in time the emotional capacity to give up and just give in and tell everyone the truth. And it's making everyone hate her.
It's just, well, and are they coming for her too hard? Yes. But she's the one that it could have, like when she said, hey guys, my kids are here, and then they all got embarrassed, and then her and Erica had her thing, it could have been over then. But she is the one, if I'm to believe, that did then go to Teddy and did then go to, who else did she go to after that? Not Garcelle. I think she went to somebody else. And so she did sort of keep it going. And then Erica, who does not like to be humiliated. Erica does not like to show vulnerability. We haven't seen it since the junk boat, as you've said in the past. So when Erica feels like somebody is shaming her, she fucking loses her shit. And that's what happened.
And it does seem like there's also a whole thing of like Rinna, Teddy, Erica. They're like angry at fans who have had Denise's back. Like, I felt like Rinna came into the show with the energy of like, I've read the fans' tweets and they've got my back. They've got your back. Like, it was all just so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Again, am I on Team Rinna? No. But I'm not as Team Denise as I had been in the past, and only based on the fact that literally she said about her husband's dick 5 seconds earlier. So she did set the tone. I have to just call that what it is. Now, Kyle's outfit I thought was terrible. Kyle in that purple cape and I Dream of Jeannie.
She got the memo. We didn't like her bangs.
Yes. And
I'll give her that.
She put them away. But
she bid them adieu.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was horrible.
She never quite lands.
There's 2 moments of Kyle that made me cringe. Just going to say the first one. I thought it was a bit, and I'll probably hear about this, I just thought it was a bit much imagining Kyle every night discussing Black Lives Matter movement with her family over dinner. I was like, okay, Kyle. And then the other part was her calling out Garcelle for having not paid a $5,000, charity thing. And the way she set it up was so cruel. It was like, oh, yeah, it had nothing to do with what they're talking about. She's like, yeah, and you come to my charity, you raise your paddle for Children's Hospital, and you don't pay. I was like, that's so fucked up. Like, that's
she had
dark.
that ready to go. She knew she was going to get that in no matter how it came up. That's why it was such a non sequitur.
And I know we've seen accusations, and something about that felt very dark in this current moment to say someone's not paying for, like, children. It was really, I thought, gross, and it backfired. And it was like,
No, it backfired because it was cruel and unnecessary.
And whenever something feels desperate, that person, she just came off desperate and frantic. It didn't work.
She was just looking for a way to discredit Garcelle. And one funny moment with Garcelle though was when they were saying like, who was not the warmest to you? And she said, I said Kyle because I couldn't remember anybody else's name. And I wasn't sure if that was backpedaling on her part or truly serious and true, but it did make me laugh.
Lisa Rinna is just no longer, I don't like watching her anymore. And everybody reaches the tipping point and she's there. I want to tell you something funny. So we highlighted an account last night in the show, which is called Vicky Giudice.
Yes.
Which is an account where it's just really funny housewives account, but also they did a mashup of Vicky and Teresa. And it looks like Ramona. I mean, truly looks like Ramona's face. But she really makes me laugh. Or whoever runs this account said, it shows a photo of Sutton and it just says Sutton next season. And it's just Sutton with humongous lips. Oh. It's like next year, if she comes back, which she won't, lips will be ablazing.
I don't think we're seeing Sutton again. I don't think. I thought another good moment on the show, which I was glad was highlighted, was Garcelle talking about Black Lives Matter and that movement and how she talked about getting pulled over and how she kind of like showed, just people everywhere that watch these shows and might not know that, like, she's like, look, I'm rich. I'm a celebrity and it's happening to me too. It's everywhere. And we have to be aware of this moment and what's going on. And I thought that was important that she did that, just, for people that don't realize that, I just thought it was good for her to talk about.
And it was just insane too when Garcelle was saying, which I thought like perhaps there's merit to, and I thought she was kind of generous to acknowledge. She said, people might have felt a little scared to attack me just because I am the only Black cast member, to which Kyle goes, I wasn't scared. I was like, oh God,
Kyle,
this is just all wrong. Wrong.
I know.
And I'm tired of Kyle's whole thing of like, because I stand up for justice.
Oh, please, Kyle.
Kyle, please.
Can we talk about Denise having basically bloodshot eyes the entire time?
Slumped over in those 1990 Uggs. Early 2000s. That pink dress. Smeared pink lipstick.
Beautiful woman.
Yeah, beautiful.
But it wasn't how she looked. It was just her vibe. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, she just was slumped over and kind of like, come at me, bitches. Like, it was such a weird thing to see. To me, it just felt.
It was just the way she was drunk,
Yeah.
I think they made a huge mistake in pummeling her too quickly, too early, especially Rinna. And Rinna, again, just seemingly mad at Denise because fans didn't like the way she acted. To me, that's where Rinna looked stupid. And Erica to a degree, although I loved Erica's whole everything. And I just feel like they went at her so hard that by the time we actually get to the real meat of this, which is Brandy Denise, how she covered it up, she's going to walk.
Yeah.
She's going to be like, I'm not taking this shit anymore. It's been 2 hours. Lisa couldn't help herself but come out of the gate and try to feel relevant and involved in this. And she gaslit me. Like, Lisa was gaslighting Denise.
And her just singing gaslight. I was like, I hate when
you're a grown woman.
Yeah. It was such an ugly look. Like, Rinna, you got to get it together. This was not your season. I think you think that you're coming from a place like a high horse, but you're down there in the dirt, lady.
I know. She felt like bullying to me.
Yeah. I just didn't like that look on her at all. And it's not her business. Like, yeah, I just felt like, yeah.
And I got to go back one step. Mm-hmm. Just the way we have not seen a lot of people go up against Kyle over the years.
Have not.
And seeing Garcelle just instantly see her and call her out, although it was really funny when she was like, you're the only ones whose name I remembered. But I just felt like, wow, Garcelle, to come in and just be like, I'm not scared of you, sweetie.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah.
Garcelle was a real winner this season.
Oh, I love
Rinna, no, thank you.
No. I mean, I think Rinna will stay with us next season, but I hope
she's not going anywhere.
She's not going anywhere. Sutton's gone. Teddy, I almost forgot was there.
Oh.
You know,
disgusting.
Just dye your
heavy, hot pink extensions. I felt so like itchy and uncomfortable looking at them.
I would just want to say, just because you have pink hair does not give you a personality. And that's a tough thing to say, but that's what
Danielle, I feel like we could end on that. That's so beautiful. And you've never said anything more accurate.
Well, then
say it again. Say it again.
So just because you have pink hair does not give you a personality.
Amen.
I said it.
And I hope that's the last words we ever have to speak about Ms. Teddy Cougar.
Well, we got 2 more weeks. Or at least.
But what's she going to bring us?
Nothing, honey.
Nothing like Sutton. Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh. Well, Danielle,
it was a tremendous week. We got lots of housewives. We got the OC. We saw the preview for OC. We'll see what's going to happen. Shannon.
We'll OC what's going to happen.
We'll OC what's going to happen.
All I was going to say is I've been dreading that show like a pit in my stomach. I just don't want to go to that part of the country. I don't want to see these COVID deniers. And yet, when I saw the preview, all was forgotten.
Yeah, a preview gets me every time.
I'm in. And I feel like we have more energy with the weight of that Tammy Lisu, whatever his middle name is, and Vicky gone.
Yeah.
I'm okay that Vicky's in Puerto Vallarta and buying a beach house near Brianna.
Yeah.
Brianna really sticking to that keto.
Yeah.
Hats off.
Is that? Oh, I haven't been keeping up.
Hats off. It's a hard diet to stick to. We want to close out the show, Danielle, with a very special wrap.
Yes, we do.
So our beloved friend of the podcast, whom everyone knows and adores, Ms. Deanna Cheng. She did a lot of great work for us last night, putting so many of our videos together, as did Andrew Fernandez. I want to give him a shout out for our live show. You know, we do tons of videos and dancing and singing and such. And Deanna was going to come on and sing a song-ish, rap, that, you know, she was inspired initially by Larissa and Colty. And Dana, do you think I should say what's happening with Colty?
What's happening with Colty? Oh,
can I say that?
The penis?
There's a picture of Colty's nether region circulating. And look, when I hear that there are photos out there of like a woman, you know, celebrity that have been like stolen, I've never once on my mom's life looked them up or looked, because that is just playing into, it's just fucking like the crime that is.
Yeah.
However, I did. Dana, our producer, sent me a photo of Colty.
I can't
there
unsee
it was. And I couldn't help but feel, well, you know, see how it feels, guys, when it gets out there. Now, I don't know if Colty put that out there. I suspect his crazy girlfriend who wants sexy put it out there, Jess. But
I think it was his mom.
From her own personal collection. It's something like, as you said, Danielle, you can't unsee.
I can't unsee it. It's so bad. I'm so angry that I have it in my brain.
Are we going to get sued by Colty? But it is a micro penis.
It is tough.
With matted, tangled fur surrounding it.
Oh, what a tangled web
It rises like a phoenix from a ball of ashes.
It's terrible.
Sweaty.
I can't. I won't.
Tufts. Sweaty tufts. Around a meaty nub. And unfortunately, Dana's husband also sent a very beautiful rendering of it that he drew. Everyone's taking to, you know, become a cartoonist now. After Bruce Tang. Anyway, all to say, Deanna had been inspired by Colty and Larissa's relationship, and she had brought us Larissa, a beautiful song. And she was supposed to do it last night. Her internet connection failed. We tried many times, and we just, you know, we're known for our bad text, so we had to just cut loose.
Yeah, so this is a song she wrote that she was inspired by the Real Housewives of New York, so it feels like a fitting ending to the season.
And by all of them just trying to catch a dick wherever they can.
And not a dick nub.
Not a nub, a big Aaron donkey dick. So we'll leave you with this. Thank you, Deanna Cheng. Sorry that it didn't make it into the show last night.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Earwolf. Thank you, Casey.
Thank you, On Location, who ran our show last night. That was so much fun. Thank you, Danielle.
And thank you to all the listeners listening to this and who came to the show last night. We love you all, and you've been a real bright spot for us. So
and thank you, Colty.
Colty.
Larissa. Here's Deanna Cheng closing us out.
50 and over with a case of the WAP. Hot flashes fall back because they can't be stopped. You can say that they're crazy and full of baloney, but ain't no city as horny as Roni. They love that dick, 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 dick. Looking for that dick. Dropping plans for dick. Trying to catch some dick. New York better clear the street. Hide your kids, hide your wife, these bitches in heat. Zip up your pants or they'll grab the meat. It's an early bird special underneath those sheets. Shoot a shot of vodka with a Botox back. Grab a tube of lube cause they ready to mac. Heels on, skirt low, hike up that rack. Cause the Upper East Side is on the attack. And they ride that dick. Cruising for that dick. Sniffing out that dick. Trying to catch a dick. Lou caught a pirate all up in a snatch. Same pirate took Lady Morgan from the back. Ramona grabbing dick right up the front door. Leah in the shower doing nasty galore. It's all spelled out in the letters of Roni. Flip it all around and it reads horny. Find a dick, pick it up. All day long you'll have good luck. They want that old dick, young dick, French dick, tennis dick, coupon dick, balloon dick, dog groomer dick. They want that beachcomber dick, natural food dick, dry cleaning dick, bartending dick, pirate dick, pita chip dick, waiter dick, rapper dick, rich dick, poor dick, any dick will do. If you have a dick, it could be you. And they love that dick.